Welcome to the Pagan Playground, week 11 of 2017's YouTube Pagan Challenge. Let's see if it's going to be another lecture like last week. How does consciousness work? Do all things have consciousness? Is the universe conscious? In the last part I did kind of answer a couple weeks back. I don't read ahead because I want to kind of like, give you honest, straight, instinctive answers. So, how does consciousness work? How would one define consciousness? I would think consciousness would be I don't know if ability is quite the right word, but it's self-awareness. If you are aware of yourself and your surroundings, you are conscious. If you're unconscious, you are not aware of self or your ability to be, or your surroundings. Consciousness is your awareness, and that's what you use to interact with other consciousnesses. As far as how it works, it's kind of like defining the soul in some ways. But then you can have like the medical, neurological aspect of consciousness where, those particular nerve endings, the software is working well, your operating system is up and running, you can use your different programs, So it's, neurological impulses in your brain. Do all things have a conscience? I think so. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, my desk has a conscience, but I don't know if, like, the dead wood might retain something. But as far as, like, fuzzy little creatures, of course they have consciousness. Do you have consciousness? I think so. And I think even, plants and stuff, like, you just sort of, well, at least I'm sort of aware of, the energies, the personalities of things, if that makes sense. So I think all things that have been alive have a conscience. A conscious, I guess is the singular to that. Though I will say that I think computers have some sort of personality / consciousness. I think they're self-aware and it's creepy. Is the universe conscious? I would say yes, and I kind of touched up on that a couple of weeks ago, where I like how how Carl Sagan kind of mentioned that humanity is sort of a way for the universe to know itself. So I kind of agree with him on that. And I don't think it's just humanity. I think of, whatever else is out there. It's like, why create all that space and have it nothing? I don't think we're the only ones here. So I think it became self-aware through, time and development and stuff. I don't know if it's sort of like, poof, wow, I know everything. Like, when you're born as a baby, does anybody have memories of being a baby and all that stuff, or like in the womb? Not really. You might have consciousness, but you're not aware. I think it's something that developed over time, and I think it's the same way with the universe. But then I am coming from a human-centristic point of view here. So, yes, these are really challenging questions. My Gemini brain is really quite delighting in this fact. So, yes. But as far as sort of like a deeper understanding of consciousness, you can kind of delve in sort of like the dream world, or, well, with me, you have dreams where, your brain shows you movies that you have no choice in watching, and some of them are really strange with me. And then you have dreamscapes, where, like, people who, like, write books or things like that have, worlds within their brain, IMA culture, and you can sort of set your character off on their journey and then just sort of watch them sort of do their thing. There's some amount of control and some not. It's something you build and then it sort of has a life of its own type of thing. So there's that sort of consciousness too, where it's sort of like a in-between plane. But, you know, how does one really define that? I mean, I suppose you can say, well, this particular neuron connected to this particular neuron and this happened, you know. But even still, it's still an infantile study. So, yes, that is, again, my new lecture on the consciousness in the universe. There we go. So, thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. There's gonna okay. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And blessed be.